Good afternoon and welcome to the channel there, guys. Today I got a state of emergency going on here and a lot of forest fires going on, so I'm just kind of preparing some shit, filling up my trailer with fresh water. That way if we do got to evacuate or we got to go, the trailer is already full of water. We don't got to worry about water. We can just literally hook up to it and go. It's also why I'm doing the majority of my laundry right now too. So I keep most of my laundry in my trailer anyhow, like my clothes anyways. Just because, obviously, when I go to work, I stay in my trailer. As most of you guys know that. And if you didn't know that, you do know. So yeah, I'm filling up the fifth wheel there with water. Getting it all prepared, just in case. I'm going to clean it out a bit today too. I'm going to clean out my truck. Going to spray underneath my truck. Going to do a couple little projects here today. Got to go fax off some paperwork for work. So yeah, there's the water thing. Put that in there like that. Make sure I go under here and turn off this valve, otherwise all the water that goes into the trailer, it's just gonna fucking spill right back out. Alright, now for those of you who watched one of my previous videos through and through, you're gonna know that this weekend here coming up I've got an event going on that I'd like to attend, which I am attending with my girlfriend. It's the BD Diesel Dirt Drags in Chilliwack, BC. You guys know I'm in Cranbrook, and you know it's going to be a good 10-11 hour drive to get there. So what I'm doing today, tomorrow, is I'm just doing a little bit of prep work to my truck, just not only for the trip, but just for myself. I want my truck to be looking good, looking top notch before I go out there, and because, you know, obviously I'm going to try and show it off a little bit. So today we're going to be doing a little prep for that. So far what I've done is I've just washed the truck nice and clean, and thinking these are coming off. The heat got to it and expanded, and I don't feel like making new holes for it or fixing it right now. So I think I might spend the money and get some nice kickback mud flaps. This one's okay. That one's fucked up. This one here is okay, but it is fucked up. Like you can see it flaps off and it hits the tire there. I mean, all I gotta do is re-bolt it on, but it's torn to shreds now there, so it's not really doing much, so fuck that. I'll just take them all right off, I think. I'm not sure. I don't really want to get pulled over for my tires sticking out too much. Unless they're not doing much anyways. Like, look at that. You probably can't see it. Truck looks nice, but fucking all down the side of my truck, just washed it and it's already filthy, so that sucks. So I might take those off, I might not, I don't know. I might just re-bolt that and fix the other one, because this one here is pretty good. It's not a huge deal. The truck is filthy again. Cleaned out the bed of the truck actually this time, and I sprayed it out and everything. It's not the best, but you know, it's better than nothing. I got to take all the garbage and beer cans and that out. But anyways, first things first, for making this ready to be shown off a little bit, my exhaust tip is going to come off and it's getting resprayed because it looks like shit. Now if I remember what size this is, ooh, smells like diesel. Holy shit, look at that. I got the right size the first try. I brought two just for comparisons. My Allen key. Yeah, perfect. guess that's a bust. It's not coming off. It's seized on there pretty good. Also, I don't feel like fucking with it anymore. Looks much better than it did. Now it'll get it hot and let it dry. I'll let that run for 15 minutes so it's gonna cure and dry. Maybe I'll just get a new exhaust tip one of these days. Alright guys, so now it's the next day. I ran out of daylight yesterday, so I wasn't able to finish some of the stuff I want to do to my truck before I go to the races. So yeah, now I'm actually finally going to change out this switch here. It's my multi-function switch. I guess back up underneath here, there's underneath there's a couple bolts. I guess they're 13mm bolts, and then a couple screws. Said it takes about 10 minutes to fucking change it out. So I'm gonna do that. Did a little bit of other prep here today too. My front custom emblem that I showed you guys a while back, you know, the rock chips and that were starting to have its way with it. So I grabbed some of that 3M stuff, some of that 3M paint guard stuff, put it on there. I mean, it's not I didn't do an awesome job at it. I just stuck it on there to protect it for the time being until my other side emblems come back, and then once those come back I'll send this one off. I just don't want my truck to look completely dumb while it's, you know, getting painted and that. So those ones are with Jason now, and then afterwards I'm going to send this one back to him, get him to paint it. I'll send him the 3M stuff because I know he'll do a better job of 3Ming it than I will. And then because also it'll be off at that point in time too. And then when these ones come back in, hopefully they're here today. If not, oh well, I guess. I'm a little upset with the postal service, but whatever. They'll come when they come. And then, yeah, then I'll send this one back to him. He'll 3M it. I'll 3M these ones because I didn't send him the stuff to do it. And then I'll actually do a good job on those, because they won't be in my truck, so I'll take the time to do it properly. Anyways, protected my front emblem at least from rock chips, because I got a long trip, so I figured might as well protect it and keep it looking somewhat good. Even though the wrap doesn't look good, at least it's protected. That's all that really matters. That's, you know, Jason will make it look good. So yeah, I got to do this, and I'm not looking forward to it, but alright, now I got my steering column apart. It's literally 3 screws, or bolts I guess. They're 7/32 socket is what I used. It works. And then you gotta get in here, take out that screw in the top and that screw in the bottom, and to get to those you gotta cock the wheel to the left. And now I gotta go find a screwdriver small enough to get them out. So I got the multi-function switch out. She's fucked. If anybody wants it, they can have it. I don't need it. But literally it's just 2 T10 Torx that hold it in there. And you grab the other one. You know, I probably should have disconnected the battery for this, but I didn't. Oh well. Anyways, slides back in, T10 Torx, 2 of them in. Put in the bottom piece, you gotta put on the shrouds around the steering column, and then you're good to go. My new multi-function switch is installed. It's got the 3 bolts in the bottom, the Torx T10s back in, put it all back together. Honestly, the hardest part was just getting this stuff to snap back together. And now that it's all snapped back together, you know, it's got this back in. See, it's still mismatched. It's unaligned there a little bit. See, it's all it really takes. But it was actually, it was a pretty fucking easy install. I was expecting it to be a real pain in the ass. Anyways, all you need is a, I think it was a 7/32 socket and a T10 Torx, and you're good to go. Just over at the Walmart before I do some, get some stuff down to my truck here, and look what's out here. Fucking gorgeous. I love these old Cudas. Now that we're done that Walmart shop there, I picked up, you know, a couple more memory cards for the GoPro and my other camera there for the races coming up this weekend. And I think I'm doing the last bit now to my truck. It's 1:45. I have an appointment at Capit. Heading over to Capit to get my rear F350 blocks installed. Taking my quickest way to get there. Trying my best not to drive like an ass. And holy fuck, that guy there is ripping. Holy fuck. He was fucking flying. So yeah, I don't think I've really told you guys what exactly the plan is right now. This guy up ahead of me is turning without signaling, which is super fun all the time. But what we're doing is, I put a 2-inch leveling kit in my truck in the front, and I didn't realize that I would need something to lift up the back. I literally thought the 2-inch leveling kit in the front would bring the front up to level with the back, and it would be perfect, it'd be fine. But that seems to be not the case. Sorry, my fucking mustache is tickling the fuck out of my face. Anyhow, oh fuck, it's tickling the shit out of my face right now. Yeah, so I put a 2-inch front leveling kit in, like I said. I thought it would bring the front up perfect to the rear, but that's not what it did. It brought the front up too hard, so I look like a Cali lean douchebag. I picked up some rear F350 blocks for my F250. They're about, I don't know, about an inch taller. So I'm taking my truck to Capit. They're gonna pull out the old blocks, and after they do that, when the old blocks are out, I'm gonna take my old U-bolts and the top pieces that they formed to, run them up to Napa, and he's gonna build me some new U-bolts too. So my girlfriend's gonna meet me at Capit, take me to Napa to get the U-bolts built, bring them back to Capit, and Capit's gonna install them. It's gonna be a bit of a fuck around, but it should work out just perfectly. So that's the plan today, get my F350 rear blocks in, lift up that rear end, so my truck looks like a truck, doesn't look like a 16-year-old's Cali lean piece of shit. Alright, so the mechanic is up to speed on what's going on here with the truck. He's kind of got the idea down. What we're doing here is, he's actually the same guy. He installed my cab lights and the rear flush mounts in my rear bumper here. You'll see here real quick. He installed both those and the cab lights, and they are top notch. I've got no complaints, and I'm more than happy, so I'll allow him to keep touching my truck. Shit, that didn't turn out too bad at all. Actually looks really good. Anyhow, I'm thinking these are coming off. Pretty sure I'm going to take them off. So yeah, he's up to speed on what's going on here. I gotta grab a few things out of my truck, and my girlfriend and I are going to get the hell out of here. So just now I finally got the call from Cabot to come by and grab the old U-bolts, and there's the top piece that Napa was gonna mold the new U-bolts to, but he wasn't able to, they weren't able to get that top piece off there. They weren't able to get that top piece off there just because the pin in there it's got a nut on the top, and then the bottom piece, there's nothing stopping it from spinning. We even tried clamping it to try and prevent it from spinning, but nothing's working. And we don't want to cut it off because they don't have replacements there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to head up to Napa with the old U-bolts and see if he can bend and match the new U-bolts to match the old ones. So here goes nothing. Hopefully this works out for me, because we're heading over to Chilliwack tomorrow for the races, and I don't want my axle flying out from underneath me on the way there. Super last minute, but don't really have a choice with a schedule like mine, so let's hope for the best. So I got the old U-bolts dropped off at Napa, the machine shop there. Frank's gonna mold them. He does in fact have the perch for it, so it's not even a big deal. You can't get the old perch off the top of the leaf springs there. So he's gonna mold them up for me. He's gonna make them. Should only be about an hour. But this really is the best option. I know Frank's taking his time. He's gonna do it right. You know, they're gonna be strong. I'm not gonna have any issues with my U-bolts. And I know at Capit there that they may take a little bit longer to do it, but I know they do a good quality job, and I've never had anything come out of that shop where I had to go back and get them to fix it again. So spending the extra little bit of time, the extra little bit of money is more than worth it to know that my truck can both go down the highway safely, haul my trailer safely, and get me home every single time. So I guess all there is left for me to do is to wait. So this is what happened today. Take my truck down to the shop so they can rip it apart. Wait for them to call me so I can bring the piece on top. You know, it's been a long day, I forget what it's even called. The perch, sorry. So I gotta bring the perch and the old bolts up to Napa so they can build my new U-bolts, the longer ones, for my F350 blocks on my F250. Can't take off the perch without cutting the bolt that's on there because it just spins. So I figured, you know what, the least thing I can do is take my old U-bolts up to the shop, up to the machine shop, and hopefully they can just mold them to match. He wasn't sure if he'd be able to do it, so I brought him up anyways just to see. And it turns out he was able to do it. And he said he would take about an hour to get it done. And about 25 minutes later, he called me and said he had an issue. He ran out of acetylene or oxygen, one of the two. I can't remember which one it was today, but regardless, he ran out of his gas to heat up the bolts, to bend them for the, obviously for the U-bolts. And at that point, it was about 4:15, and the supplier for the gas closed at 4:30. So you can imagine the stress and what was going through my head at that point, because I only have an appointment at the one shop for today, not for tomorrow. And he said if he couldn't do it today, it'd have to wait till tomorrow around noon. I don't have an appointment at the shop tomorrow, number one, and number two, I need to be on the road in the morning at the very least 8 o'clock, so I can drive 12 hours across BC to Chilliwack so I can get to the BD diesel dirt drags. So you can understand the stress that's going on, because I want to be at the dirt drags bright and early in the morning so I can make sure to get the very best content for all of you guys, whom I would like to also take this time to thank for being such awesome subscribers, all the great comments I've been getting, all the likes, all the shares, all the views. It's phenomenal. I actually never thought I'd be growing this quickly. I know I've said it before, you know, I've only got such and such viewers, I've only got so many fucking subscribers, but I've been doing it 3 months and I'm up to 75 subscribers, and my channel's been becoming more and more active, not just by the day but by the hour. I'm getting plenty of views and I'm very happy. So as long as this keeps up, this channel is going to keep growing and growing and growing, and we're going to be doing some very cool things. I've got plans for all of my projects that without your guys' help I won't be able to do it, but the way it's going now, it's looking like I will be able to do every single one of my projects. And you know, I want to show all you guys, and all your support and your positive feedback and your negative feedback is all help towards the end goal, which is to build some fucking cool ass shit. I've got major plans for the future, and I want all of you guys involved, and I want to give something back once I get up there, and I will be doing giveaways in the future like I've mentioned prior. And you know, for now, the giveaways that I will be doing, they're not going to be huge, they're not going to be massive, they're not going to be super badass awesome, but they're going to be my way of giving the thanks back to you guys, which you guys really do deserve it. You guys keep giving me the motivation every day to keep making videos and keep putting them out there. So, you know, it's awesome. You guys are great. And so yeah, now my truck is in the shop. I would do it myself, but you know what, guys, I'm on days off right now from work, and on my days off I am not going to do more work when I should be relaxing, even though this is a shit ton of work today. I will do work on my days off. I do work on my own shit, but you know what, I had an extremely stressful week last week. I needed to take it easy this week and enjoy it, which is becoming very difficult. But regardless, I know it sounds like excuses, but you know what, I needed a break this week, so I'm taking the easy way, even though it's turning into a huge pain in the ass. But yeah, truck's in the shop. The F350 blocks are being put in, so my truck will no longer look like, you know, a 16-year-old clapped out 2001 Duramax Cali leaned to fucking hell. So yeah, truck's gonna look sweet. It's gonna be done properly. Got the new U-bolts. They're molded to perfection. I couldn't thank Frank and the guys at Napa enough for the awesome job they did for me, and the guys at Capit who have been so understanding, and you know, having my truck in there all day long. You know, it's gonna cost me some money, but knowing that the job is done right, that's all that really matters. So, you know, huge shout out to the guys at Capit and at Napa today for the amazing accommodations that they provided for getting this build done for me. You know, it's not a huge build, but you know, it is part of the project. It's going to be part of the long-term goals. And the way I'm doing these builds is everything I do, I don't want to have to be something that I'm going to have to take out later on. It's all going to be working towards a common goal. Now, next week, my next set of days off, this weekend's going to be pretty hectic. I'm going to have some awesome videos this weekend, hopefully uploaded by Monday at the very latest, but I can't exactly promise anything at this point. But I'm hoping Monday, I'm going to have some awesome content, awesome videos for you guys for what's going on this weekend. Shit's going to be sweet. So, yeah, now I'm just doing the waiting game, waiting for my truck to be done. When it's done, you know, you guys, well, we're gonna cut to that obviously after we're done here, so you guys don't have to wait, but you know, I gotta wait. Yeah, this with all the help of your awesome views and comments, this channel's gonna go somewhere, and we're gonna be doing some fucking badass shit. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. You know, shit's gonna be buck wild, so hope you're ready to hold on for the ride. It's gonna be fun. Alright guys, so I'm down here at Cabot. My girlfriend just dropped me off. She seems a little hungry, so she decided to leave on me. But truck is all done here now. I've got the F350 rear blocks in. Obviously, you guys have seen my videos from before where I had the F250 rear blocks in with a 2-inch front leveling kit, and it was Cali leaned out. It was low. It looked dumb. I absolutely hated it. And now, once again, Capit here in Cranbrook has done a phenomenal job. You know, I was a bit of a pain in the ass today, and they accommodated me through and through everything today, so I could be more appreciative of what they've done. So as you see here, I'll crawl underneath so you can see. I got, there's the new block. That's an F350 block on in an F250. with custom built U-bolts with washers, torque to 140 foot-pounds of torque, same as on the other side there. They come hot off the presses, and the bolts were literally still hot when I got here. So I'll retorque them when I get to Chilliwack tomorrow. You know, the truck looks phenomenal now, other than my emblems not being here because the postal services take longer than the second coming of Christ. But as you guys can see, truck's all done. The rear finally sits level with the front, if not just a little higher. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. My trailer's gonna haul better. You know, even my truck was parked over there at Capit here, and just backing up my truck over here onto level ground, it felt different. Like, it felt better, felt higher. You know, I couldn't be more happy with the work that they do here, and that's why I'm a repeat customer, and I recommend them to every one of my friends. This is their Capit truck. We're also Western Canadian Power Strokes. Amazing work here, amazing people, very friendly, very accommodating. So make sure you guys come on and check them out. They got tons of accessories, as you see. They've got their truck decked out, and both I and they know that I'll be back. I'm gonna be back here in about a month with another fuck around on their hands that they get to deal with, and because they put up with it, I appreciate it. Still contemplating taking these off, guys. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to put flares on, but I want to take them off just because of how dumb they're looking right now. But in the same sense, I want to protect my truck, and I don't want to get any tickets or get any VIs or anything like that. So yeah, guys, tomorrow morning off to the races, and should be a very good time. So once again, thanks for watching my channel. I really appreciate all the views and all the comments, all the feedback, all the support. And yeah, hope you're ready for a lot of fun on this channel. Remember, guys, when in doubt, throttle out. Have a good night.